رسوله الكريم وعلى آله ومن استنى على سنته إلى يوم الدين. We're very happy to be with you, and many of you are asking questions who we are and how we are connected. Alhamdulillah, we come from the Islamic Online University, and all of us in our capacities are representing the university with Dr. Bilal Phillips as the Chancellor. He has come down here to do certain activities which will be beneficial to all of us as a ummah, inshallah. We're going to open the floor, and before I open the floor for a few questions, I'm going to introduce quickly my colleagues on the team. I have Brother Tahir. Can you say salam? Brother Tahir is our coordinator for East Africa. He comes from Kenya. And then we have Aina, Saeed. We have Brother Saeed. I don't know where he is. Brother Saeed. I think he's somewhere. He's our coordinator for Somaliland. He has come along with the Sheikh. And we have students around from the students' body, which I head. My name's Farouk Kamugisha. I'm Ugandan. I don't come from... we have our vice chairman, Brother Tindat. He comes from the Islamic Online University. And then we have Kule, who is our secretary. And then we have Blackman, our publicity. Brother Blackman, say salam. And this is the team basically. Alhamdulillah, we thank Allah for enabling us to having brought the Sheikh down here, and we encourage you to use this opportunity to enhance your deen, inshallah. And before I say something, I've seen Dr. Thabit. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. And I'll ask him to come closer here so he can interact with the Sheikh, inshallah. These are the rules for the Q&A. Very simple rules. You put your hand up, and I pick you. And you come over here. You raise a direct question. One question, we only have 20 minutes for you. And for the ladies, we are going to organize a microphone for you, inshallah.
I happened to not do what I wanted to do. I was chatting with them online on how I should do the payment and how I should go in, and they were asking me to do my payment through Malaysia. Is there any arrangements the university has in place to see that we have a bank account in South Africa where we can do our payments? Thank you.
Yes, actually, the Dahab Shield. Okay, we also have an account in Kenya, but there is a Dahab Shield account for Islamic Online University, which has been set up here, so you can pay your fees right here in Uganda. You can get the details from our brother Farouk afterwards, but this is something which has just been organized through my trip here to facilitate or make the study in the university more easy and accessible for you. And I should mention that for those of you who don't know, the university offers affordable courses at affordable prices. average bachelor degree program from your universities is around $5,000 US. Study with us, and the Islamic Online University is accredited, will only cost you $500 US. You can get an accredited degree for $500 US, less than what you will pay for one semester in your local universities. And inshallah, we are in the process, although we are already accredited, we're in the process of seeking accreditation here in Uganda also to make things easier for the students of Uganda. And the goal of the university is spreading the knowledge. As we were commanded to convey, that's what it is about. It is not about accumulating the dunya and wealth. So alhamdulillah, we now have over 250,000 students studying in the Islamic Online University from 228 different countries in the world. And I know some of you are thinking, well, if he's got 250,000 students and each student, the degree is costing $500, he must be a billionaire. You know, there's Bill Gates sitting here in front of you. No, that's not the case. Actually, of the 250,000 students, only 6,000 of them pay fees. 244,000 study free. So it's not about making money. It's about uplifting the Ummah. The motto of the Islamic Online University is changing the nation through education. That's what it is about. So we are here, we're in the process of offering to the people of Uganda 1,000 scholarships. 1,000 scholarships. We're in the process of negotiating that for the people of Uganda. As a beginning, 1,000 scholarships. But this 1,000 scholarships is only for those who are too poor to pay our very affordable fees. These are people who cannot afford to pay $500 over 4 years. So if you can't afford that, if you're that poor, we have a scholarship for you. And we want to make sure that these are the people who receive it. Because I know everybody say, let's get this. Everybody's eager, they'd like to get it. But if you can't afford it, leave it for those who can't. That is the gift that my university, myself, wants to give to the people of Uganda, inshallah. And you can study with the Islamic Online University while studying in your other courses. You know, we have Sharia as the base course, but we also offer bachelors in education, in Islamic banking and finance, very important, in psychology. We don't have any Muslim psychologists. In information technology, business administration, in Arabic, teaching Arabic as a foreign language. So all of that we offer. Though we're called Islamic Online University, we're not just only teaching Sharia. Most of our courses are beyond the quote-unquote Sharia heading. However, everything that we teach is according to Islamic understanding. So when the students study education, they study it from Islamic perspective. Study what the West has what the conventional universities teach, but on top of that we add Sharia knowledge so that we understand what is correct, what is incorrect, what is beneficial to our community, what is not beneficial to our community.
MashaAllah. Your name and profession?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Lubobi Abdurrahman from Makerere University, pursuing a bachelor's in agribusiness management. Doctor, nice to meet you. I read your book some time back and I liked the literature. May Allah reward you for that. My question centers on youths. What do you think is the most challenging issue of an African youth as far as creating a balance between seeking our portion in this dunya and the hereafter is concerned, and how can it be solved?
I think you've asked the topic of a lecture. We only have a few minutes, so it's good to keep the questions very precise, for the moment, what we can handle here. In my talk, which is coming up at the Africana Hotel, I will be talking about similar topics. The main heading is changing the nation through education. That this is the biggest challenge facing our youth today. Because if you look at the percentage of Muslims in this country, of the society, of course I know different figures that are given by the government, CIA gives another set of figures, Muslim community has made other calculations, whatever. Whether we're 20% or 30%, regardless, if you go into the universities of the country, I'm sure you will find us to be less than 1%. Am I right? This is where the problem lies. If our youth don't represent, we should be, based on what Islam says, we should be 50%. We should be in the universities in the greatest numbers. But we're not. We're known in the country as traders and everything else. We're not educators. We're not playing our role in the society. We are sidelined. And as sidelined youth, then the dunya will have the greatest call. So the biggest struggle we're faced with as a community is to bring our youth into the educational sphere so that they can gain the necessary tools to be a part of this society which is respected. Respected for their academic excellence, their knowledge, their character. That's what I talked about, hands going up, right? Most places I go to in the Muslim world, and I'm sure it's not any different from here, Muslim business people come up to me and ask me if it's okay to cheat the Christians. Can we cheat them? I say, why? What do you mean? They say, well, if they come in the shop, we know they're a Christian, non-Muslim, we raise the price. If a Muslim comes, we give them the correct price. Can we do that? I said, of course not. A'udhu billah. Why would you want to do that? They say, well, they're kuffar. They're going to hell anyway. Better we take the money and we can give zakah and, do other things. I said, no. This is not the way Islam is. What is wrong for everybody. We don't have a right for the Muslims and a wrong for the non-Muslims. No. What is wrong is wrong. So we need to know our deen when we need to live our deen. So education to me is the most critical challenge that the Ummah is faced. Because it's the same thing. I visited Tanzania, where the numbers are far greater. But they confirm less than 1% of the students in the University of Dar es Salaam, this is the government university, biggest university in the country, less than 1% are Muslims. And it just repeats itself country after country. So this is, in my view, the biggest challenge that we're faced with. Education. Education in the deen, education in the dunya. Sure.
Barakallahu fikum. The sisters can send through the questions on paper if you have any, so we can balance. Any questions from the sisters?
I didn't bring any paper.
Any questions from the sisters? Can you pass the papers so we can have 3 or 2 questions from the sisters? As we wait for the questions from the sisters, 1 question from you, brother. And we will have about 5 more questions. And call it a day, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. My name is Muhammad Awad Isa. I am a Nigerian and I'm pursuing my master's degree at the Uganda Technology and Management University here, inshallah. I'm reading computer security. My question to the Sheikh, please, is the university running a kind of PhD programs in the IT related field? Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Okay, with regards to our programs, right now, I mentioned the bachelor programs. We have started a master's in Sharia. We have a master's. Next year, we hope to also offer masters in education, Islamic banking and finance, as well as in psychology. And the following year, we'll add IT and business administration. And we plan to add other disciplines as we progress. For example, we want to add maybe over next year public health, or the following year also agricultural economics. Fields that can be taught online. But fields which require laboratories, etc., obviously, we can't do that online. So we're limited in that respect.
Any questions from the sisters? This is from the sister. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Sheikh. I would like to know if Salah Tasbihat is okay. Some sheikhs say it's not false. It's not false. Is that the way you made it?
Tasbihat, what is it?
Salat al-Tasbihat.
Oh, Salat al-Tasbih.
Yeah, Tasbih.
Tasbih. Salat al-Tasbih is, in the view of the majority of scholars of Hadith, it is a weak narration, based on weak narrations. All of the narrations are themselves weak. And the narrations vary in the format. If they were all the same, then it would be simpler to say, okay, since they're all the same, and their weakness is not due to a major defect, we could work with it. But because of the fact that the narrations all vary, then on that basis the scholars have recommended that it not be done. But if you did it, there is no harm.
Barakallahu fikum. There is another question from a sister, and I will ask the sisters to put your names, please.
I just said it's better not done. Leave it.
All right.
if you have a question, a follow-up question, if you haven't done it, my advice is don't. If you did do it, you're not in sin.
There's another question from a sister. What are the minimum requirements for joining the university?
The minimum requirements is high school graduation. High school graduation. That you have what is acceptable for you to join the university here in Uganda.
And I'll take over.
Let me also add that is to join the university's bachelor's programs. But to join our free diploma programs in Islamic studies, there are no requirements. Anybody can join at any time, any age, anyhow.
These are enough. Right. There is another question from the sister here. Assalamu alaikum. Yes, sift through them. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. She's asking, when did you become Muslim and what inspired you to it?
That's another lecture. I became Muslim back in the 70s in Canada, if we just keep it short, when I was in university in Canada. And what inspired me was trying to find a system which would ensure peace and justice, brotherhood in human society. Actually, before becoming a Muslim, I had gone from Christianity to communism. I had become a communist, seeking a system which would provide the same thing. Because this is what communism says. We will make everybody equal, share all the wealth equally, justice, brotherhood, etc. But my research after being a communist showed me otherwise. So I kept on searching and I found Islam, which had everything that I was looking for.
There's another question from a sister. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Sheikh, we as Muslims are not allowed to talk in public, whereas the men are allowed to talk in public. What about studying online? What about studying online? Is it allowed? That's the question from the sister.
Well, the beginning statement that women are not allowed to speak in public, this is not from the Sunnah. The Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was that women spoke in public. So you have been caught up in some customs and traditions which have disallowed you from speaking in public. But that is not what Islam teaches. In the time of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, women worked in the marketplace. How do you buy and sell without speaking? Women asked questions of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They came. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam had special classes for them in which they all spoke. Aisha radiallahu anha taught the deen. Maybe a quarter of the Sharia was taught by her. So, who said that women are not allowed to speak in public? Online study doesn't involve speaking anyway. It involves listening to lectures. If you want to ask questions, you can type in questions or you could speak the questions. So even if you were convinced that you shouldn't speak, then you can still study online with Islamic Online University and don't speak. If that's what you feel comfortable with, it's there for you too.
Inshallah, we are keeping all these questions for tomorrow's talk. Try and be there. because of time constraints, we have a tight schedule. I'm going to allow only 2 questions from the brothers. And if you have any questions, you can come along tomorrow and we do address them, inshallah. Come along.
The other brother who has a question, just come up now.
The other one, if anyone has a question, the other one, please.
Second question.
And there's a brother who was asking about payments. Please come closer and speak to him. Brother Tindat. Where is the brother who was asking about questions, payments?
Okay, let's go on to the other questions.
All right. Okay.
We'll take 3. Okay, you're going to ask 1, 2. Okay, so we'll take 4 quick questions.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Mugenyi Issa. I'm a businessman selling mobile phones and accessories. Sheikh, my question is, in our family, every year we remember the day our father passed away. We organize every year on 6th. If it's not a Sunday, any day close to that, we have a dua for our late father and other relatives. But some scholars are saying this is not accepted in Islam. Sheikh, I would like to enlighten me on that.
This matter is a matter of ibadah. This is an act of worship. Worshipping Allah. When you make dua for your father, this is an act which has been made legitimate by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. If your father was a Muslim, you are allowed to pray for him. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that when a person dies, everything of this world that could benefit them ends, except for 3. One of them was a righteous child praying for you. So we know as a principle, praying for your father is halal. In fact, it's recommended. But gathering at a specific time every year, this is what we now have to say is not from the Sunnah. It's not from the Sharia. Were it good, the Prophet ﷺ would have been the first to tell us to do it. If it was a good thing. Because he said, مَا تَرَكْتُ شَيْئًا يُقَرِّبُكُمْ إِلَى اللَّهِ إِلَّا وَأَمَرْتُكُمْ بِهِ. I have not left anything which will bring you closer to Allah without telling you to do it. That's what he said. So if he didn't tell us to do that, then no, it is not going to bring you closer to Allah. It's not from the Sunnah. If it's not from the Sunnah, then it's what? Bid'ah. And what did I say? The hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, Khutbatul Hajjah, he said, Kullu bid'atin dalala. Every innovation is misguidance. So we leave it. We leave it for the sake of Allah. But pray for your father and encourage your other family members to pray. And maybe whenever you have a gathering, whenever you gather after you finish, and before you go away, say, please everybody remember my father, make dua for him. No problem. But set one day, one special day, no.
Barakallahu fikum.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. My name is Ahmed Ibrahim. I study at Utamu University, and I was born, I lived most of my life in Libya, but I'm from Ugandan descent. Something that I noticed in Uganda is a lot of conversions. A lot of people are moving from Islam to other religions, okay? And that is unimaginable in Libya. Like, we don't know any other religion but Islam. I don't know how can we stop that from happening. It's happening a lot. A lot of Muslims are leaving their religion, either going to another religion or not going to any other religion at all. That's one. Another question is like, it's very short. The bachelor degree online, can it be done in 2 years rather than 4 years? Like faster?
The second question, easier first. The online degree, if you take the number of courses required, the normal 4-year degree involves 6 courses per semester. So if you take 9 courses per semester instead of 6, you can finish it in 3 years. If you can take 12 courses per semester instead of 6, you could finish it in 2 years. But believe me, nobody has managed to do it. Because it is not a joke. You know, you might think it's cheap. Cheap means easy, you know. You just pay some money, you get your degree. No. In spite of the fact that it is so affordable, it is full-scale study. It is serious study. It's university-level study. Top quality university-level study. So, as I said, theoretically, yes. Practically, it's not going to happen. It's been running since 2010. We started our bachelor's program. We're now 2015. And I will say that there are some who tried, but nobody has succeeded in doing 12 courses per semester.
There's another question attached to that about the conversions.
The other question about the conversions. The conversion is taking place as a result of ignorance. Because no one who has understood Qul Huwallahu Ahad could possibly become a Christian unless you've been bought. Somebody promised you a green card. You know, there's a lot of those. So people will say, okay, for the green card, I'm Christian. As soon as they get to America, they find the Muslim community, ma'asalama. So you have that kind of thing, right? But to say, I'm going to believe that God gave birth to a son who was himself and who worshipped himself and was killed by men and now sits on the right hand side of God, that's madness. So that person became mad. Okay, we can understand. Go for it.
One more question. The last one.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. My name is Ibrahim Said, a student from Sikkim Manipal University. I wanted to ask Dr. Bilal, as in, why is it that many of the scholars, they don't speak about jihad? As in, when they speak of jihad, they normally terminate them, they kill them, or they take them in the prison. Because as you can see right now, as in, most of the Muslims are dying, and we're facing this problem right now in all over the world, as in Syria, everywhere. When they tell them talk about the jihad or anything, they're always scared of speaking this. And when they speak of this, they always terminate them, kill them. Why is it always like that?
I think that this is not the proper forum for that question,
okay.
I think.
It's all right.
Yeah.
The point is, Prophet Muhammad ﷺ didn't speak about jihad in Mecca. When Muslims were oppressed, they couldn't hardly survive, they were persecuted, etc. Even though Umar ibn al-Khattab, Ali, Hamza ibn Abi Talib, these were powerful warriors who wanted to fight. Prophet said no. Told him no. When Islam was established in Medina, then the laws of jihad and everything came. Because now Muslims were in a position to repel the evil that was coming, to establish and protect the Muslim community, etc. So they were called upon to fight them. So it's not that the question that we don't want to speak about jihad now. We're afraid of speaking about jihad. I mean, to some degree, you know, if you do mention the name jihad, all of a sudden, all the light, the eyes are on you, all this is on you. So there is that element anyway. But the question is this the time to talk about jihad? Now, if I were in Syria, to talk about jihad, to fight against the Assad regime, yeah, that's the place, that's the time. Can you practice your deen here? Is the government dropping bombs on you here? So this is not the place to be clamoring for jihad. We can respect the jihad of others, we can support them, send them support, etc. But our duty here is to establish Islam here. We don't have an established Muslim community here. We have some structures, but as the brother mentioned, we have numbers of Muslims leaving Islam. Why? Simply because we're not able to educate ourselves. So to talk about jihad at the time of ignorance, where people are leaving Islam, is to talk about something which is part of the deen, but at the wrong place, in the wrong time. See, as they say, wisdom is saying the right thing in the right place at the right time. So that's what we need to focus on. Doing the right thing in the right place at the right time. So what we need here, establish institutions. We have 2 Muslim universities for a population calculated at over 9 million. Does that make sense? What happened? We're supposed to be 9 million and we have 2 Muslim universities. One university has 85 students. So yeah, it's a university, but the other one, IU, that's it. Is that enough for the Muslim Ummah of Uganda? No. We have failed. We have failed. We have failed generations of young people, not providing education for them. So running off to go to Syria when we haven't taken care of here is running away from the real jihad. The real jihad is here. That's the real jihad for the people from here, is here. Not to pick up guns and make a little group, guerrilla, Che Guevara, Mao Zedong, Castro, grab them. The leadership. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ could have done that in Mecca, but he didn't. He could have told Ali, Hamza ibn Abi Talib, Omar ibn al-Khattab, make a small group, we will catch the leaders of Quraysh when they meet, kill them all, and declare me to be the Khalifa, or not Khalifa, but the Prophet, ruler of Mecca. But he didn't do it. That's not the prophetic way. So the prophetic blueprint which the Prophet ﷺ left is one of da'wah, of educating the masses. When they're educated, then the leadership which will create the structure will rise. And for a country like this where we are a small minority, we can't say we have to be Khalifa. No. We're the minority. If the majority have elected their own leaders, we have to accept those leaders. Or if you want to be under Islamic leadership, then you need to make hijrah. Time to make hijrah. required here is that we need to create a real community where all of the needs of Muslims are fulfilled. We have vital needs. For example, we don't have female gynecologists, isn't it? When you go to the hospital, your wife is required to deliver her child. Now you have told your wife, her family told her, cover up. Cover yourself. We know hijab. But if she's pregnant, she has to go to the doctor to get an examination. It's a male doctor. And what does he tell her? Take off your clothes. You okay with that? You feel good about that? No. What Muslim man would feel good about that? Who's at fault here? Us. We're at fault. We should produce female gynecologists enough for our community so that when our women need to go to the doctor and expose themselves, they expose themselves to women which is acceptable. That's something so basic, and we can't achieve it. So what's the point of talking about jihad? You know, there's people say, but people are losing their lives there, and da, 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 da. But if you can't take care of the most basic things here, to talk about going halfway around the world to go and establish the Khilafah, it's a joke. It's a joke, it's a dream, it's emotional. It's not based on reason, logic, wisdom, thinking out, following the way of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Got the picture? Inshallah.
I'm allowing only one question. And Doctor, you have a question? You're going up? Probably want to. Only one question. One question, your name and profession.
الحمد لله وصلى الله على نبيه ومصطفاه وبعد. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. My name is Abdullah ibn Abbas Manafa al-Hafiz. Doctor, my question is, my level of education in secular is O level. That's the first level of high school education here. And I memorized the Holy Quran from Ubay ibn Ka'bi, and I also got a certificate of O level still, O level education of high school here. But since then I've failed to continue with my studies because of not being able financially. So I'm a Quran teacher as well as I do some other jobs. I'm not that good in English because that's my level. Sometimes it's Arabic little. Those are basically my questions. I am not living within this area. I just came because we've been sharing the information of your coming through WhatsApp groups, that's Islamic where we learn from. And I heard you were going to be at Hotel Africana, but I thought I couldn't afford to be there, so I took the chance to come and meet you. And I thank Allah, alhamdulillah, He has enabled me. Barakallahu fikum.
Inshallah, in terms of continuing your studies, inshallah there should be a way for you. do contact our representatives here, the IOU, Islamic Online University Student Committee, and inshallah we'll try to help you. We do have also a Quran memorization center from the university, which issues also teaching certificates, ijazas, for those who are able to recite the Quran perfectly from memory. We have that sector also. So inshallah, you can find out more information and perhaps benefit from the university.
Alhamdulillah, we are closing the session, unfortunately. Mubarakallahu fikum wa jazakumullahu khair. I will have the closing statement from my brother who is hosting us.